We often believe that waiting for the perfect moment will guarantee success. But in reality, hesitation is the silent killer of progress. Every time you delay action, you trade momentum for the illusion of safety. The Stoics and modern thinkers alike remind us perfection is a trap. It convinces us that we are preparing, when in truth, we are avoiding. Progress doesn't come from flawless execution. It comes from movement, even if it's messy. In this video, we'll explore why hesitation destroys growth and how embracing imperfect action can unlock your true potential. Perfectionism looks noble on the surface. We tell ourselves we're just aiming for high standards, waiting for the right moment, polishing until it shines. But underneath, perfectionism is often fear disguised as discipline. It's hesitation, wearing a mask of excellence. Think about it. How many projects have you delayed? Not because you lacked skill, but because you were afraid of judgment. How many ideas stayed in your notebook because you convinced yourself they weren't ready? This is the emotional trap. Hesitation feels safe, but it quietly kills momentum. The Stoics would call this a false narrative. Seneca warned that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Perfectionism is imagination gone wild. We invent scenarios of failure, rejection, embarrassment, and then freeze. The truth is simpler. Progress only comes through action. Even messy action moves you forward, while hesitation keeps you stuck. Perfectionism isn't about quality, it's about fear. And until you confront that fear, you'll keep trading growth for the illusion of safety. Hesitation is subtle, but its cost is massive. In work, it shows up as endless planning. You tell yourself you're preparing, but weeks pass and nothing is launched. The project dies before it even begins. In creativity, hesitation appears as drafts that never leave your notebook. You polish, rewrite, and edit, but the world never sees your ideas. The fear of imperfection keeps your art locked away. In personal life, hesitation is the missed opportunity. You wait for the perfect moment to start a fitness routine, to call a friend, to launch a side hustle. That moment never arrives. Progress is stolen by the illusion of readiness. The truth is simple. Messy action beats perfect hesitation every time. A flawed video published today will reach people. A half-polished idea shared now can spark growth. But the perfect plan, delayed forever, produces nothing. Perfectionism convinces you that waiting is wise. In reality, waiting is surrender. Every day you hesitate, you trade potential for paralysis. Progress demands movement, not flawless timing. Hesitation isn't just a bad habit, it's how the brain protects itself. Deep inside, our minds are wired to avoid risk. The brain prefers safety over progress because safety feels certain. Progress, on the other hand, demands stepping into the unknown. That unknown triggers fear, and fear convinces us to wait. Perfectionism is the brain's clever trick. It tells you, don't act yet, just prepare more. It feels responsible, even wise. But in reality, it's avoidance. The brain is trying to shield you from possible failure, embarrassment, or rejection. The cost? Lost opportunities, wasted time, and stalled growth. Psychologists call this the comfort zone effect. Inside the comfort zone, you feel secure, but nothing changes. Outside it, you feel anxious. But that's where growth lives. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. They taught that fear is natural, but courage is choosing action anyway. So when hesitation whispers, wait until it's perfect, recognize it for what it is. Fear disguised as logic. The brain may prefer safety, but your future demands progress. And progress only comes when you act, even if the action is imperfect. Hesitation feels harmless in the moment. You tell yourself, "I'll start tomorrow," or "I just need more time to prepare." But every delay carries a hidden cost. Time slips away, opportunities expire, and energy drains into endless planning instead of real progress. Think of time as currency. Each day you hesitate, you spend it without return. Unlike money, time can't be earned back. The project you didn't launch, the skill you didn't practice, the call you didn't make, all of them represent lost investments. Energy is another casualty. The longer you wait, the heavier the task feels. What could have been a small step becomes a mountain in your mind. Hesitation multiplies effort, making action harder the longer you delay. And then there are opportunities. Markets shift, trends fade, people move on. The idea that felt urgent last month may be irrelevant today. By waiting for perfection, you risk missing the window entirely. The hidden cost of hesitation is not just lost progress, it's lost potential. Every moment you wait, you trade growth for comfort, and comfort in the end leaves you with nothing but regret. The antidote to hesitation is messy action. While perfectionism waits for flawless conditions, messy action embraces imperfection and moves forward anyway. It's not about lowering standards. It's about realizing that progress is born from practice, not from waiting. Think of a child learning to walk. They don't wait until their balance is perfect. They stumble, fall, and try again. Each imperfect step builds strength. Creativity and discipline work the same way. The first draft, the first video, the first attempt will never be perfect. But without it, there is no second, no improvement, no growth. Messy action creates momentum. Once you start, feedback arrives, adjustments happen, and progress compounds. Perfectionism, on the other hand, creates paralysis. You polish in silence. But the world never sees your work. The Stoics taught that virtue is practiced, not imagined. Courage is proven in action, not in theory. Messy action is courage in motion. It says, "I will move even if I stumble." And in that movement, you discover strength, clarity, and growth that hesitation could never give you. If hesitation is fear disguised as logic, then breaking free requires both mindset and action. The first step is awareness. Catch yourself when you say, "I'll wait until it's perfect." Pause and ask, is this preparation or is this fear? Naming the hesitation weakens its power. Second, set micro deadlines. Instead of waiting for the perfect launch, commit to small, imperfect steps with clear time limits. Publish the draft today. Record the video this week. Send the email now. Action creates momentum, and momentum kills fear. Third, embrace feedback. Perfectionism avoids exposure because it fears criticism. But feedback is the fuel of growth. Share your work early, accept the flaws, and use responses to improve. Progress is built on iteration, not isolation. Finally, reframe failure. The Stoics taught that setbacks are training, not punishment. Each imperfect attempt is practice. Each stumble is proof that you are moving. Failure is not the opposite of progress. It is the path to progress. Breaking free from hesitation doesn't mean abandoning standards. It means refusing to let fear disguise itself as preparation. The cure is simple. Act now, refine later, grow always. History doesn't celebrate those who waited for perfection. It celebrates those who acted, even when conditions were messy. Imperfect leaders change the world because they move forward while others hesitate. Their courage lies not in flawless execution, but in refusing to let fear stop them. Think of innovators who launched products with flaws, artists who shared raw drafts, or leaders who made decisions without all the answers. They weren't perfect, but they were brave. And that bravery inspired others to act. Progress spreads when someone dares to move first. Perfectionism isolates. It keeps your work hidden, waiting for approval that never comes. Imperfect action, on the other hand, connects. It shows vulnerability, honesty, and humanity. People don't follow perfection. They follow authenticity. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that mistakes were inevitable, but virtue was proven in effort. Courage is not the absence of flaws. It is the willingness to act despite them. Imperfect leaders embody this truth. They remind us that progress is not about being flawless, but about being fearless. Imperfection is not the enemy, it's the engine of progress. Every mistake, every rough draft, every failed attempt carries hidden value. Instead of proving weakness, imperfection proves movement. It shows that you are in the arena, not stuck in hesitation. Small errors become lessons. Each stumble teaches you what doesn't work, sharpening your path toward what does. Every imperfect step builds resilience, confidence, and clarity. The more you act, the more momentum you create, and momentum is the most powerful antidote to fear. Think of progress like a snowball. At first, it's small and fragile, but with each imperfect push, it grows larger, stronger, unstoppable. Hesitation leaves the snowball untouched, frozen in place. Imperfect action sets it rolling, and once it rolls, growth compounds. The Stoics believed that virtue was forged in practice, not theory. Imperfection is practice. It is proof that you are learning, adapting, and evolving. By embracing imperfection, you transform hesitation into momentum, and momentum into mastery. Hesitation feels safe, but it is the most expensive choice you can make. Every day you wait for perfection, you lose time, energy, and opportunities that will never return. The truth is simple. Progress is not built on flawless plans. It is built on imperfect action. The Stoics taught us that courage is proven in movement, not in waiting. Leaders, creators, and innovators who changed the world did not wait for perfect conditions. They acted, stumbled, learned, and grew. Their strength came not from avoiding mistakes, but from embracing them as fuel for growth. So the question is not whether you will fail. The question is whether you will act. Imperfection is inevitable, but hesitation is optional. You can choose to move forward today, even if it's messy. And in that movement, you will find clarity, resilience, and momentum. Do not let perfectionism disguise itself as discipline. Do not let fear steal your future. Launch before you feel ready. Share before it feels perfect. Act before it's too late. Because progress belongs to those who move, not to those who wait.